sensitive? Why everybody so sensitive? Does anybody even give? We feeling babies up with medicine. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, sipping on juice, sitting in the coupe, thinking about school, thinking about you. Come through, sniffing on blue, sniffing on.
Yo, this is your boy C-Star, and this is 600 Seconds with HYLO Art. And before we start this interview with this lovely lady, I got to tell y'all to go like, subscribe, and follow HYLO Art. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, any and everything HYLO. And we have HYLO merch and HYLO water at the bar for $5. So I got the lovely, the author, the poet, the amazing woman we met at the Real Talent Entertainment show. She was our opener, did a great job. I think you gave us poetry that night, correct?
Yes, I did.
Yes. So I got to everyone, give a round of applause for REETA SHDWELL.
Thank you.
How you doing today, miss?
Great. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for blessing us with your presence. We are overly enjoyed. So I got to say, first tell the people who you are.
All right. I am REETA SHDWELL. I am a poet and also an author. And that's pretty much it so far.
Okay.
You want to know some more?
Okay. That's good. So, with you doing poetry, how did you start doing poetry?
I actually started doing poetry probably about 10 years or more ago, but I actually was just doing it for a hobby, also doing it for other people, writing greeting cards, making plaques, making things for anniversaries, just more or less in a celebration and also in a form of venting. So probably about 10 years or more, just on and off.
Okay. So did your poetry lead you to writing a book?
Well, prior to that, which kind of inspired me to start writing, I actually love writing. I love English. English is one of my favorite subjects.
Okay, so were you writing first before poetry? So,
yes.
Okay, how did you get into writing? So let's jump to that. Okay, we got the poetry, a couple
Okay.
you sound like you were writing even longer. So where did you start writing?
Well, writing became a valuable tool just for my journal. Writing was a source of venting and a form of releasing. So I began writing from there, not necessarily stories, but I guess if you were to go back and read through my journal, it'll look like a story to you. So I started from there. Then that was, in my teens, early young age, yeah.
You had the Moesha vibe going on?
Man, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, when it comes to you writing, what was your influence on just writing?
My influence was really just valuing the idea that words can create an image, a mental image. Writing can actually allow you to travel in your mind, with being still. So I just, that kind of influenced me and just gave me the power to be able to just create my own world,
Yeah, and that's the way I see it when it comes to writing. We're using our words to paint a picture.
Yeah.
And that's something that's so powerful too.
Oh yeah.
So powerful.
It's everything is created by a pen, a thought first, but a pen. So writing is a very powerful tool. Whether you're drawing, but that pen in your hand and writing, that's very powerful.
I have to agree with you. So now let's jump into this book.
Oh yeah.
This book, Between the Sage Lines, featuring Lucille, is that correct?
Lucille.
Tell us about your book.
Lucille was a character that I created years ago, and it was more for fun. It was, I'm not going to say it's more so an alter ego, but I guess some of her is me.
Of course. You got to just a sprinkle here and there.
You know what I'm saying? Just a little sprinkle. Between the Sage Lines, featuring Lucille, is about a woman who deals with her erotic thoughts. That is pretty much, she tries to keep it safe or keep it private by spiritual means. So, instead of dealing with her erotic thoughts, she just continues to, try to sage and try to do everything to try to keep that part of her quiet. But it's not until she meets someone and also deals with situations at work that she sees the value in other things besides that. So
yeah, it's
yeah.
a great. I read it. It's a great. I love it. So when it came to writing this book, did you face any challenges?
I did. When you begin to write a book, you become that character. There were multiple characters in that book that were some of me, and then some were people that I've never had to deal with. So when you create that character, you become that. So it just really took me through a lot of mental ups and downs, because there are some good scenes, there are some bad scenes. So there's so many different scenes in the book that you have to be a part of. But yeah, it was a challenge.
Okay. And you overcame it because you made a great reading material. It's so good. So I have to applaud you for that. You definitely did. So what we're going to do right now, we like to play this game called Word Association. I'm going to throw out a word or a phrase, and you just tell me what comes to mind, what you think of when you hear this word. Okay. Okay, so the first word is going to be Climax, Georgia.
Climax, Georgia. Well, first word that comes to mind is
Go ahead and say it. What comes to mind at Climax, Georgia?
Climax, Georgia, self-pleasure. Self-pleasure, erotic thoughts, safe place.
Gotcha. Okay. My next word, I like that. My next word is for you is Pound Cake Entertainment.
Pound Cake Entertainment is actually a company that I'm in the process of building, and it's just stating that we're not just about cakes, and not just cakes that you cook, but cakes meaning, excuse me, if I'm okay to say that, but if you're a curvy woman, it's not just about cakes.
Gotcha.
Business-minded, have goals, have standards. So Pound Cake Entertainment, we're just more than just cakes.
I like that. I like that too.
Yeah.
And my last word for it is going to be Lauryn Hill.
Mysterious, very valuable, wise, electric. She's a rhythm of her own, She's a rhythm of her own.
You ain't gotta say too much.
Yeah, she's something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna let an audience member ask you a question. You okay with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you doing over there? I'm doing good. What's your name? We got Miss Diamond from Diamond. Have you got a question for Miss Rita? Okay.
Insight on self-image versus people image. Okay. Well, for me, I would have to say self-image is something that you actually have to view on your own. You have to have your own ideal of yourself, but at the same time, it's what you see within. Valuing yourself is not so much physical, but you have to know what's inside of you and kind of make that shine on the outside. It's so hard nowadays, with social media and everything. People are always trying to be judgmental and look at you based on what you look like, trying to do augmentations with your body, focusing on certain aspects of your body instead of listening to what's going on within and listening to what's being said. Self-image is all a part of that. Self-image is your value for yourself, and it can't get no plainer than that. Now, as far as people in general, of course, that's pretty much what it is, just, how people look at you, but, you can't really be concerned about that all the time. I mean, it's nothing wrong with criticism, constructive criticism, and make sure you get it from people that you value their insight from. But, you know, even with that being said, you still have to be careful, because sometimes the people that you value, their judgment against you can sometimes alter how you feel about yourself.
Exactly.
So you just have to be careful with that.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. That's great to hear. So now I want to ask you, fiction or nonfiction?
I'm going to say a little bit of both. And I say that because when you're listening to, well, I'm sorry, not listening, but when you're reading things that are fantasy, it's almost like a cartoon. When you sit down and watch a cartoon with your child, it creates this ideal of what can't happen can happen. You know, you're seeing things that are impossible to do to real life, but a cartoon, you know, they can do all kind of things. So it creates this hope in you that you actually start to have when you're a child, but eventually fades away as you get older. So it's kind of good to have those fantasy books, so those books that are not realistic, but the realistic ones, it's good to have those as a balance, just to remind you truth or where you came from. So it's kind of good to have a balance of both of them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One's not better than the other.
Oh,
Okay.
no, both of them are valuable.
So what do you have an all-time just favorite book, or something that you favorite book? You got all time. What's something that you just love to read?
Believe it or not, I actually like reading a lot of documentaries on past leaders, you know, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. I like reading about life in general, and I like reading about mental situations. I'm always curious about the mind and how people think and how people perceive things and how people view things. So I enjoy reading things that, you know,
It's gonna stimulate your mind.
Yeah, stimulate your mind. Yeah.
Stimulate your mind, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Give a clap up to that. So if you could work with anybody creatively, you know, with you being an author and you being a poet, you know, who would it be, dead or alive? You can work with just anybody creatively.
If I can work with anybody, it would be Jill Scott, just to kind of be that teacher as far as poet. But as far as, you know, my lifelong, I would want to do something, you know, work with Tyler Perry, because I want to do more with my books. I don't want it just to be a book on the shelf.
Exactly.
You know, I want it to be a vision, you know, so anybody that can help, you know, to influence that.
Yeah, take it to that next level. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Issa Rae, you know.
Yeah.
She started out doing her videos and stuff on YouTube and just kind of branched from there. So it's
No, I like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
you know, I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, that's a big thing. I would love to see this played out.
Yeah.
This play
Yeah,
out, even if
we
it's a
saw
short.
it play out. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're reading it, you're already playing it out in your head.
Yeah.
So it's already. Let me see. Can I take it?
Yeah.
Take it there. Okay.
Yeah, to play or go from a play to the next stage.
Gotcha.
you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, do you have any upcoming projects? Anything coming up new? Or are you still focusing on your current work?
Yeah, actually, I am in the process of writing my next book.
Okay.
Yeah, too soon to give a title right now.
No
you know?
problem. No problem.
But in addition to that, I'm also working on a clothing line for Pound Cake Entertainment, like sleepwear, and so just trying to incorporate some of those things that actually reflect the things that I like. You know.
Okay. I like that. So, what advice would you give to others who want to write a book, want to hit the stage and do poetry, you know, or they didn't hit the stage that wants to do poetry, that wants to write a book? What advice would you give to them?
The most important thing, of course, is to be true to yourself, but whenever you get ready to write a book, a poem, or whatever, you know, make sure it reflects your thoughts. Make sure you're comfortable with that, because when you get on a stage or get anywhere in front of people and you have to present your work, you know, make sure that's something that you're passionate about, that you're sure that this is what you want to reflect. Like with my book, the words that I use, the terminologies that I use are not things that I would normally say in front of my grandparents or, you know, my relatives in general. But I knew that this book was something that I needed to write. So just make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. Make sure it's something that reflects you and something that you're really passionate about.
I can respect that because, yeah, I let some people read it. They were just like, oh,
Yeah,
some church
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Hey, but they enjoyed the content of it.
Yeah.
After, you know,
It's a message in it.
Exactly.
It's not just about the obvious.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
It's
message
not what's on
in
the
it.
surface.
Oh,
It's
most
not
definitely.
what's on the surface. So
That's just life.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got you. So what's the end goal for Rita? What's your end goal? What's that when it's all said and done you want people to know about you?
Well, most importantly, my end goal would be to be a big influence on my children. You know, I want to be a role model to them first. I want them to see what I can do so that they can be comfortable and be confident enough to be able to do it too. But the most, I guess, you know, as far as an end goal, it would just be to continue doing stuff that I enjoy doing. You know, nowadays we all get, not necessarily stressed, but we get so bottled up into these 9-to-5 jobs. Like, it's really time for us to really just do what we enjoy doing. Because to be real with you, it's like when you tap into your source, when you tap into what you're really supposed to do, like, you'll glow, man. You will glow. You will take off. You will do. So I'm just trying to get more comfortable and be able to tap into that and just go from there. Because sky's going to be the limit. Like, it's just going to be the limit. And that's for anybody that taps into what they really want to do.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Focus on it. We give these people mostly 5 days out the week.
Oh, yeah.
2 days to ourselves, really.
Oh, yeah.
We give more time to ourselves and tap in. We can open up some doors we ain't never saw before.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is, like, if you're working at a job, and it's nothing wrong with that, because I was a medical assistant, a cardiac technician at a hospital. Take whatever you can get from that and utilize it into your passion. Me being that I've worked in a hospital, if I write a book, I'll know the hospital terms. I'll know how to say what goes on in the hospital, how they administrate things. So whatever you're doing, utilize it in your passion so that you don't feel like it's just wasted, or just try to make something positive from it, you know?
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
So how can people follow you?
Well, of course, social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, and in which both of those, it's just Rita Shadwell, my name. And, I would love to hear any feedback from anybody, and just
I checked out some of your reviews on Amazon, too. Good reviews.
Yeah.
So I need to leave me one on there. I seen a couple of reviews that
Yeah.
a must-have.
Yeah,
A lot of
I'm real excited, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when you take the time to do something that you want to do,
yes, and you get that.
look, yes.
It's a breath of fresh
Man,
air, man.
for real.
It'd be the smallest thing.
The smallest thing.
thing just makes it worth it.
Yeah.
It makes it worth it. So
Yeah.
you have any final shout-outs?
Really just a shout out to everybody. Like, man, it's been so hectic nowadays. You got COVID and you got so much negativity going on. Like, giving a shout out to people just trying to be normal, a
Yes.
sense of normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, taking the chance to go out, social, things that you miss doing, and things that we felt like, you know what I'm saying, we took for granted. You know
I
what
was
I'm
thinking
saying?
in my head,
So,
yep.
like, shout out to everybody just trying to be good right now, because that's really
Y'all
big.
give me a hand clap for that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Now I gotta ask, are you going to be able to stick around and read us a little bit of something?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
you are?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going
Yeah,
to stick
I
around
would
and read us
love
a little
to.
bit. We will
Yeah.
appreciate it. So everyone, give a round of applause for Rita Shadwell.
Yeah. Thank you.
My name is Lucille. I'm from the South, a small town called Climax, Georgia. I guess it has that name for a reason. I just can't relate. But sometimes the best stories are from small towns, which is one of my reasons to share my story with you. Because with a name like Climax, it's bound to have a few. I'm 25, single, and can't understand why. Just about every time I'm out of bed, and sometimes women are staring, smiling, in some cases confident enough to speak. I stand at about 5'2", 125 pounds, small waist, gripping hips, full lips, and light brown eyes with a sun-kissed caramel complexion. Okay, maybe I got a little carried away with my description, but When you're fucking yourself, you tend to think you're in a relationship. So, I'm bragging on my boo. My hair is cut short and a natural curly afro is simple and effortlessly cute. I drive a 1995 Acura Legend, color black. I chose that color because I'm reminded of black bullets. Oh, not the kind in a gun, but the kind you tease your pussy with. I figure I might as well ride in something that will allow me to come and go when I need. I thought about trading it in for something a little more up to date since it's 1997, but hey, like Pop song said, I get around. I do have a modern one-bedroom condo. It's nice and colorful. Pretty much describes my personality. In addition to the few flowers that I have, I occasionally struggle with their growth, just like my home, even when I constantly water them. My dog, a chocolate brown Chihuahua named Sugar, keeps me company. She's not much of a size like her mom, but her personality can be a little intimidating. And there you have it. I'm brown, my car is black, my dog is brown. What can I say? I have a thing for chocolate. But of course it's not better than some chocolate dick. But why complain? And with that being my second sexual comment, it's true. I haven't had sex in quite some time, a year to be exact. And I know I mentioned that car bullshit about a bullet, but hey, the only sexual reference about her is sticking some gas in her tank. The other side of that is I have to pay for my services. And she does allow me to ride anytime I'm ready, taking places I've never been. That's funny. Let's move on. But yeah, no man, no woman, no sex. I'm walking around full of energy and lust. But you'll never know because I'm private. I sage. I believe in staying positive, and most importantly, I trust my ancestors in the universe, especially when I listen. Because it's true, we all have a story to tell. More often the universe allows us to play and run freely, so to speak. But I'm grateful for my experiences. When it hits you as a group, the lesson is much deeper. And thank you. That's the intro to Between the Sage Lines. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you couldn't wait for me. I could get it together. Try to get my together. You couldn't wait for me. I could get it together. Go find you one better. I said